Well, as you can see, I'm actually in the car at the moment. A different location from me. Yes, it's not the comfort of my office back at home. Well, office when I mean bedroom. But it's not yeongnam style. It's motorbike style. Here on FanFormula, yes. I'm here at the legendary Brands Hatch track here at Longfield in Kent to bear witness to what's going to be a historic moment for British Superbikes as Shaky Byrne looks to hopefully get the British Superbike title away from Australia's Josh Brooks. Just watched the first race. Fantastic battling all the way through. So it's going down to the wire for that. But anyhow, motorbike style here on FanFormula, courtesy of me, the man behind Not Just The View. I have Alex G 1977. So, we've had a lot of interesting talking points about Korea, haven't we? First of all, there's some silly antics going behind the scenes, thanks to Natalie Pinkham, but I'll get into that later on. Let's talk about the race, shall we? The World Drivers' Championship could be pretty much settled, but it's going to be a big fight between Alonso and Vettel. But enough of that, we want to talk about the World Constructors' Championship. Now, McLaren have dropped the ball, unfortunately, with an anti-roll bar issue on Lewis's car, and he still managed to come back in 10th, even with the AstroTurf issue. Enough of that said for now, but I'll come back to that later. McLaren have dropped the ball. It's unfortunate to see because let's look at it at there's two very different parallels here. You've got, first of all, the F2012 was not the greatest car in testing. It was a complete dog of a vehicle. McLaren, however, the MP427, was the silver bullet streaking away ahead of the field. So, you know, it all started so well for Woking. Where did it all go wrong? You know, they've had component failures, they've had gearbox issues. Reliability is coming under scrutiny at McLaren. And Ferrari, their cars have been pretty much on point. I mean, you know, that one car has finished every race since 2006, I believe, for Ferrari. So a 50-50 out of every single race that we've seen a Scuderia Ferrari vehicle cross the finish line, irrespective of its position. So it begs the question: do you think McLaren's dropped the ball? I think so. I think a lot of you do think so as well. But please, enough of the sabotage comments. If there was an issue, and I'll tell you one thing, one of my good friends on Twitter, at CWT1965, had a very, very valid point. And I'll bring this up now. If there was some sort of subterfuge or sabotage going on to derail Lewis's title hopes, McLaren would have been in a load of trouble financially and legally if something was to go catastrophically wrong. So please, I know that there are a lot of people out there doing all these conspiracy theories, thinking what if this happened, what if that happened. Guys, it's past tense what's happened at the race. Leave it at that and let's carry on with how the season goes. Question 2. Now, I'm going to use a Star Trek reference here, and for you, all you Star Trek guys, you'll know about James T. Kirk and the Kobayashi Maru incident. Well, Kobayashi didn't have a lot of luck again, did he? He did last time out at Suzuka, but this time he went from hero to zero like... So, I think it was right that they awarded the penalty. It wasn't a matter of the fact that Kobayashi got squeezed by Button and Rosberg, so we had a bit of a pinball wizard going on at turn 3 and turn 4, which meant that both drivers retired, and then Kobayashi did later on in the race. But I think the stewards did the right thing by awarding him a drive-through penalty for causing the accident. He could have taken avoiding action had he not basically outbraked himself. So, I mean, as I say, I've not caught any of the footage, so I'm just doing this off Twitter feeds, you know, what I've found out. So, it's a case in point like Pastor Maldonado. From hero to zero in just one straight week. Could have happened to anybody else. Third question, the STR boys. And yes, Alish, Catherine, one of our fellow FanFormulites, has fascination with the young Frenchman. Did a very creditable job, finishing 8th, I think. Or I'll just double check. If I need to re-edit, I will do. And Daniel as well. Some great, it's great to see that obviously James Key's input to the Faenza squad, which used to have Giorgio Ascanelli as their technical director, but he left the squad a couple of months ago. So it's good to see that the Forber Sauber and Force India tech guy is working wonders at Faenza. So onwards and upwards for these guys, because I think we're going to see some developments in the next 4 races, and hopefully better still maybe in 2013 as well. Now, the bonus question. Always gets a laugh on this, doesn't it, really, with me? I always wonder what Grace is going to come up with next. And I've got a top 3. And I'm going to do it in reverse order. Now, 3rd place goes to... now, if you're not already aware, I'm the deputy editor for RichlandF1.com and soon to be DTM editor for Richland Racing. Very heavily involved with the brand, but I did the Suzuka race review, which was entitled A Spaniard Spins Out While Sebastian Shines in Suzuka. In the last 3 paragraphs, you will have heard a mention of me saying about Gangnam Style in Korea and Formula 1 being associated. Well, Natalie Pinkham surely delivered. The beautiful, recently married Sky Sports F1 pit lane reporter managed to coerce people like Bruno Senna, Pesta Maldonado and several others into doing the invisible horse dance. Quite entertaining, was shown on the F1 show. So that's number 3. I should really get a credit from Sky Sports F1 for suggesting it, really, that F1 is going to go Gangnam Style. And obviously my good friend Luke Smith F1 did a mention of Gangnam in the title of the Korea race review. So, which was Gangnam Glory for Sebastian, or for Vettel in Korea. So, it's quite interesting how useful a smartphone is. Number 2 has to be the photograph taken with Sebastian, Mark, and also Sai doing the invisible horse dance. And I have to give style points to Mark for rocking the invisible horse dance, so he wins the prize for the new invisible horse. So from me to him, okay. Now the top of the podium, the winner of my favourite moments of Korea has to be a comment by one very lovely lady, very gracious because she does respond to your tweets, is F1 Kate. Yes, Kate Walker. That lovely lady. And she mentioned about, so how come AstroTurf makes Lewis a carpet muncher? Now, you know obviously how people are going to react to that tweet. Obviously double entendres. But it just made me laugh for the sheer fact that I thought, here's a person that's writing in Formula 1, and, every person that does that says, tweets are of my own opinions. And it was just a fantastic tweet because it made it all fall into place. Excuse the finger, I've got the camera here, and it's proving to be a bit difficult at times to sort of keep it out of the way. See, it's coming in again. Oh, I'm really tempted to give myself a slap on the wrist, but I can't be bothered. Too late in the day for that. So yeah, that's my sort of fan formula for this week, BSB style. So obviously next time I will catch you guys in a fortnight, just after the Bud International Circuit hosts the next instalment of Formula 1, with just 4 races to go. And I'll quote a tweet I put later on. Will Fernando and his scarlet red prancing horse prance towards the title? Or will the horned Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel be the famed assailant? Time will only tell. So it's goodbye from me here at the lovely Brands Hatch in glorious sunshine, 11 degrees, and I'm just about to go and watch the second and final race of today, which will see the British Superbike champion crowned. And I'm hoping it's British guns and glory all the way. I'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Have a good weekend.